very good morning to all my dear students and respective parents. All my dear students, I hope that all of you are doing your work regularly. I hope that all of you had done exercise 8.1 completely. Today we will start exercise 8.2, question number 2. Question number first we have done with midpoint theorem in our previous video. Now question number 2 is that ABCD is a rhombus. PQRS are the midpoints of side AB, BC, CD and DA respectively. You have to prove that this quadrilateral PQRS is a rectangle. First, start by proof. In triangle ADC, in triangle ADC, given S is the midpoint of AD and R is the midpoint of DC. S is the midpoint of AD and R is the midpoint of DC. So by midpoint theorem we can say that this line SR is parallel to AC, SR is parallel to AC and SR is half of AC. SR is parallel to AC and SR is half of AC by midpoint theorem. SR is parallel to AC and SR is half of AC. Now take this triangle ABC. In triangle ABC, write P is the midpoint of AB. This Q is the midpoint of BC. Then when we join P to Q, PQ is parallel to AC and PQ is half of AC by midpoint theorem. PQ is parallel to AC, PQ is half of AC by midpoint theorem. Now from these two equations, first and second, SR is parallel to AC, PQ is also parallel to AC. So from first and second, we can say that this SR is also parallel to PQ. SR is parallel to PQ and SR is half of AC. PQ is also half of AC. Then SR is equal to PQ. SR is equal to PQ. SR and PQ opposite sides are equal and parallel. So this PQRS is a parallelogram. Opposite sides are equal and parallel. So this PQRS is a parallelogram. But we have to prove that this PQRS is a rectangle. There are two methods. First is that prove its diagonals PR and SQ are equal. If diagonals are equal, then we can say that this PQRS is a rectangle, or prove that these angles are of 90 degree. PQRS is a parallelogram. Then this line PQ is parallel to SR, and from these two equations, SR is parallel to AC, PQ is also parallel to AC. This point is OMN. In equation second, PQ is parallel to AC. This line PQ is parallel to AC. If this line PQ is parallel to AC, then this part of line AC OM, this part is also parallel to part QM. N of line PQ. OM is also parallel to NQ. This part OM and this part QN. These two lines are parallel. Then this part OM is also parallel to NQ. OM is parallel to NQ. Similarly, RQ, this line RQ is parallel to BD by midpoint theorem in triangle BDC. This line RQ is parallel to BD. Then this part of RQ means part MQ is parallel to this part ON. OM is parallel to NQ and ON. This part ON is parallel to MQ. Why? Because this line PQ is parallel to AC. PQ is parallel to AC. Then we will say that OM is also parallel to NQ. This line RQ is parallel to BD because RQ is parallel to BD. So this part ON is also parallel to MQ. If opposite sides are parallel, then we can say that this OMQN is also a parallelogram. OMQN is a parallelogram. In parallelogram, opposite angles are equal. If this is a parallelogram, then opposite angles are equal. This angle and this angle O. Opposite angles are equal. Angle O is 90 degree. You can write angle COB. Angle COB or angle MON. Angle COB or we can say that angle MON. This angle is of 90 degree. Why? Because ABCD is a rhombus and in rhombus diagonals bisect each other at right angle. These angles are of 90 degree. All these AOB, BOC, COD and angle DOA. All these angles are of 90 degree. Why? Because in rhombus diagonals bisect each other at right angle. So this angle is equals to 90 degree. If this angle O is of 90 degree, then angle Q is also of 90 degree because MONQ is a parallelogram and in parallelogram opposite angles are equal. So this angle Q is also 90 degree. First, may I erase this? Angle MON is equal to angle MQN is equal to 90 degree. This angle is of 90 degree because diagonals of rhombus bisect each other at right angle and these two angles are equal. Why? Because in parallelogram opposite angles are equal. If in parallelogram PQRS this angle is of 90 degree, then we can say that this parallelogram is also a rectangle. Angle Q is 90 degree, then angle P is also 90 degree. Co-interior angles, then this angle P is also of 90 degree. So we can say that this PQRS is a rectangle. Hence, proved. In this question, first prove PQRS is a parallelogram with the help of midpoint theorem. PQRS is parallelogram. After that, prove these angles are of 90 degree by taking the parallelogram OMQN. These angles are of opposite angles, and in parallelogram opposite angles are equal. This angle is of 90 degree because in rhombus diagonals bisect each other at right angle. So this question number 2 is complete. Question number 3. ABCD is a rectangle. PQRS are the midpoints of side AB, BC, CD and DA respectively. You have to prove that this quadrilateral PQRS is a rhombus. Then start by proof. In triangle ADC, in this triangle ADC, S is the midpoint of AD, R is the midpoint of DC in given. S is the midpoint of AD, R is the midpoint of DC. When we join S to R, then SR is parallel to AC and SR is half of AC. By midpoint theorem, this SR is parallel to AC and half of AC. SR is parallel to AC and SR is half of AC by midpoint theorem, because by midpoint theorem. Similarly, now take triangle ABC. In triangle ABC, right, P is the midpoint of AB, Q is the midpoint of BC. Then line PQ is parallel to AC and PQ is half of AC by midpoint theorem. Right, P is the midpoint of AB, Q is the midpoint of BC. So by midpoint theorem we can say that this line PQ is parallel to AC and PQ is half of AC. PQ is parallel to AC and PQ is half of AC. Now take this triangle ABD. In triangle ABD, right, P is the midpoint of AB, S is the midpoint of AD. So by midpoint theorem, this line SP is parallel to BD and SP is half of BD. SP is parallel to BD and SP is half of BD. Now take triangle BDC. Triangle BDC. In this triangle, R is the midpoint of DC, Q is the midpoint of BC. In this triangle BDC, R is the midpoint of DC, Q is the midpoint of BC. So by midpoint theorem, this line RQ is parallel to BD and RQ is half of BD. In triangle BDC, RQ is parallel to BD and RQ is half of BD by midpoint theorem. Now from this equation first and second, SR is half of AC, PQ is also half of AC. So from first and second, we can say that SR is equal to PQ is half of AC. SR is equal to PQ is equal to half of AC. And from equation third and fourth, from equation third and fourth, SP is half of BD, RQ is also half of BD. Then we can say that SP is equal to RQ is equal to half of BD. SP and RQ both are half of BD. equation 5th and equation 6th. SR is equal to PQ is half of AC. In given that ABCD is a rectangle and we know that diagonals of rectangle are equal. In this rectangle ABCD, diagonal BD and diagonal AC. AC is equal to BD. Diagonals of a rectangle, and in rectangle diagonals are equal. So AC is equal to BD. AC is equal to BD. If AC is equal to BD, then we can say that SR is equal to PQ is equal to SP is equal to RQ. In this equation, SR is equal to half of BD. AC and BD are equal, then write AC at the place of BD. SP is equal to RQ is equal to half of AC. Write AC at the place of BD. Why? Because AC and BD are equal. Now compare these two equations. SP is equal to RQ is equal to half of AC. SR is equal to PQ is also half of AC. Then we can say that SP is equal to RQ is equal to SR is equal to PQ. All these four sides are equal. PQ, RQ, SR and SP. All these sides are equal. So this PQRS is a rhombus. Hence proved. This quadrilateral PQRS is a rhombus. This question number 3 is complete. Question number 4. ABCD is a trapezium in which AB parallel to DC, BD is diagonal, E is the midpoint of AD. E is the midpoint of AD. A line drawn through point E parallel to AB. When we draw a line from point E which is parallel to AB, intersect BC at F. Show that F is the midpoint of BC. E is the midpoint of AB. In given, E is the midpoint of AD. AB parallel to DC. EF, this line EF is parallel to AB. You have to prove that F is the midpoint of BC. Then start by proof. In this question number 4, we will use converse of midpoint theorem. Midpoint theorem. Midpoint theorem says that when we draw a line through the midpoints of two sides of the triangle, suppose these are the two sides of the triangle AB and AC. E is the midpoint of AB, F is the midpoint of AC. When we draw a line from these two midpoints E and F, then this line EF is parallel to BC and EF is half of BC. This is the midpoint theorem. And converse of this midpoint theorem says that ABC is a triangle. E is the midpoint of AB and this line EF is parallel to BC. E is the midpoint of AB. EF is parallel to BC. Then F is also midpoint of AC. It is the converse of this midpoint theorem. When we draw a line through one midpoint of the one side of a triangle and parallel to other side, then the point comes is the midpoint of the remaining third side. In this question number 4, we will use this converse of midpoint theorem. AP parallel to DC given. AB parallel to DC given. And this line AP is also parallel to EF given. AB parallel to EF. This line AB is parallel to EF. Now take this triangle ADB. In triangle ADB. In triangle ADB. E is the midpoint of AD. E is the midpoint of AD. This line EM is parallel to AB. EM is parallel to AB. Why? Because this complete line EF is parallel to AB, then we can say that this EM is also parallel to AB. And converse of midpoint theorem. This point is midpoint, this line is parallel to this line AB. So by converse of midpoint theorem, we can say that M is the midpoint of side BD. By converse of midpoint theorem. By converse of midpoint theorem. E is the midpoint of AD. EM is parallel to AB. So M is the midpoint of BD. Equation first. M is the midpoint of side BD. Now take this triangle BDC. This triangle BDC. In triangle BDC. M is the midpoint of BD. We have already proved in equation first. M is the midpoint of BD. M is the midpoint of BD from first. M is the midpoint of BD. This line AB is parallel to DC. AB is also parallel to EF. Then we can say that DC is parallel to EF. These two lines are also parallel, DC and EF. This line DC is parallel to EF. If this line DC is parallel to complete line EF, then this line DC is also parallel to part of this line EF, MF. EF lines part MF. This DC is also parallel to MF. In this triangle, M is the midpoint. This line is parallel to this line. So, by converse of midpoint theorem, by converse of midpoint theorem, we can say that this F is also midpoint of side BC. F is the midpoint of BC. Hence, proved. F is the midpoint of BC. Hence, proved. This question number 4 is complete.